Shalom, it's me, Sudden Skye, and I just got out of watching Nintendo's presentation that they did on their new console that is coming pretty soon. And I just wanted to create this video just giving my impressions on the console as a whole and the most prominent games that they announced, at least for me. I was considering doing a video for each separate game, but I'll fit it all into one video somehow. And I'm not gonna really be talking about the controllers that much. I think the controllers are just fine, just as long as I'm able to enjoy the game that I'm playing. Everything should be a-okay, and I think the controller it'll do just fine. And if anything, I'll just get the Pro controller. Now, the first game that I remember seeing, the first game that I want to talk about is Splatoon 2. Okay, I'm pretty sure some of you might have predicted this one coming. Splatoon 2, what the heck? I did not... everyone was expecting like some form of like Splatoon. I didn't think it'd be its own sequel. Man, that game looks amazing. Everything about it is... I was fine with just like Splatoon just getting a port for the Switch, but this is like its own game, which is going to be unfortunate for me because I didn't max out my Inkling level. I'm still at 36, but I'll start from the bottom again. Why not? And you could dual wield weapons. I'm not sure if you could do that with all the weapons, but a dual shot thing would be pretty cool. I wonder if you could separate the Joy-Cons on the Nintendo Switch and then like you could point it in two separate directions. It's just me I don't know, wondering how that's gonna work, but that Splatoon 2 is looking fantastic. I'm right after I'm done recording this, I'm gonna watch that trailer again. I'm just coming fresh off the presentation. Although a lot of the hype died down, so this is the calm after the storm that just happened. But the next thing that I remember seeing is a game called ARMS, which, to be honest with you, it looked pretty cool at the beginning. You got stretchy arms, you're looking like Luffy from One Piece, you're punching each other like a Punch-Out type game. If only we had a game that had some sort of a punching type format that you could play with punching, and you punch the person out in a field. Yeah. No, I guess we should be lucky that we have a game like ARMS. No, I'm just pretending to be salty right now. ARMS looks pretty cool. We do have Punch-Out, which I guess this is sort of like Punch-Out with like just stretchy arms. I hope Little Mac's playable character, because if it has him, I'd be fine. It does look like it plays a little bit like Pokken Tournament, so I'm assuming it grabbed some inspiration out of that. And if there's a way to disable motion controls, it seems like that's one of like the key features of ARMS, that you could like punch your fist out and then you like twist your arm to like aim how you punch, which looks pretty interesting. But if there's a way to like play this game with just like the sticks, that's a good game for me. But it'd be cool to try it out. That's all I have to say about ARMS. I might not buy ARMS immediately, but as it were. And then the next thing I remember seeing was that Super Mario trailer, where Mario basically he's traveling the world. I predicted this back when they showed that footage for when it looked like Mario was like in a Western type area, non-specific Western area, and I just thought wow, that looks like a place on Earth. Wouldn't it be cool if Mario just traveled the world, a lot like one of the games that they were trying to develop for the Philips CDI, where Mario just travels the world, and I think it's called Mario Wacky Worlds. Or I saw a lot of people making the joke on Twitter that it's just it's Mario's Missing, where Luigi had to like travel the world and to find Mario. I said Luigi's Missing, I mean Mario's Missing. Where Luigi had to like travel the world to find Mario. But Mario's basically in New York, which is amazing, and like some other areas. But you know, I did get some Sonic 06 flashbacks where in that game you play as Sonic, and like the humans in the game look like actual humans, like all proportionate and whatnot. But you know, that Mario game, Mario's Odyssey, looks pretty cool, and it showed that his hat has eyes, which I did get flashbacks of Legend of Zelda: The Minish Cap, where Link does wear a hat that is living, which, you know, I mean, I liked Minish Cap, so must be I don't know, must be a good trend within Nintendo games where the hat is living. But Mario's Odyssey looks pretty cool. I would definitely buy and play that. I wonder if you could jump on the cars. That'd be cool to play Mario GTA style, where you could just like, yo, what if you could actually like steal the vehicles from the people in the town and just have like Mario just driving around in a taxi cab? Man. But yeah, it looks pretty cool. It looks like the next step from I mean, it probably isn't as innovative as one might say Mario Galaxy or Super Mario Sunshine, but this is a first where Mario does like, he's not in like a fantastical world, he's in the real world, and which is, I mean, I saw on Twitter that like so some people are like, wow, Nintendo's so creative, like non-ironically, but I mean, if any other like video game, like if there was like any other like video game company that like did this, like just like put their character in the real world, like that's just like you're just changing the setting to like things that already exist, which is probably like even less creative than like creating your own world if you think about it. But you know, I'm liking what I'm seeing for this game, and I would definitely play Mario's Odyssey. Looks pretty cool. On to the next game, which were there were games that I don't really play myself. It was a Shin Megami Tensei game. I knew it was going to be like either Persona or Shin Megami Tensei because it was made by Atlas. And yeah, I don't play Shin Megami Tensei. For anyone who's disappointed by that, I'm sorry. And as well as I think they showed Fire Emblem Warriors. I don't play Fire Emblem. And there was one more game that was like a 2D type game, which you know, it's another game that I don't play, so I cannot recall how good those games looked, but maybe I'll try it out when they come on the Switch. Perhaps. They didn't really show any gameplay of those games, so I don't really recall. But I do remember Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which is another series that I don't play, and they just showed off that you could like walk around in the game, which I don't know about you, but for me that didn't really seem too compelling. I know Xenoblade Chronicles is a highly revered RPG series, JRPG series, but you know, all I know about it is you could walk around in the world. Yeah, looks all right. The next game would be actually they showed a few games. There were a bunch of like I think they were virtual console games, but I did see it's either Street Fighter 2 or Street Fighter 3 that's coming. I want to say Street Fighter 2 because like that's like the Street Fighter game, but I sometimes get them confused. There was they showed Sonic Project 2017, so that's coming. I forgot to mention EA had like a little bit where they said we're creating sports games, which I mean, EA Sports, I guess, for those who care about that. Which is, I guess it's cool that Nintendo's getting support from EA. Good on them. And then they had a Sega representative saying, basically he's saying that we know the Switch exists, but we're not making games right now that we could show. That's basically what he said. Which I mean, I guess it's good to know that they're making games. But yeah, and then they showed off that a couple indie games were going to be coming to the Switch, and there was a Puyo Pop Fever. I forget if Puyo Pop's coming at some point, as well as a new Bomberman called Bomberman R. And I looked at the trailer that was separate from the presentation, and the voice acting that they do for the Bombermans, I really don't think Bomberman deserves a voice at all. Like he should be a mute character as well as everyone else in the game. The voice acting for the trailer that they did was just not very good, almost laughably bad. But Bomberman's cool. I like the series. I'm assuming that I'll get it at some point. Something I forgot to mention, way back in the beginning of the presentation, they showed off a game called 1-2 Switch, where you just play this like quick draw type game with like whoever's quickest to the trigger wins. And something funny that I saw tweeted was 1-2 Switch requires 3 steps, which I mean they did say that in the presentation that it requires 3 steps. I don't like the game. I mean it's good for parties, I guess, but I don't think a lot of people at parties are going to be quick to bring out the Switch whenever they want to have a good laugh. But I mean, I guess there might be some people that do. I know a few college friends that might enjoy 1-2 Switch. They showed footage of a game called Redout, which is basically an F-Zero type game, but made by someone who's not Nintendo. Which I mean, it's cool that Redout's coming to the Switch. It's already out on Steam, but yeah, it's cool that we have an F-Zero type game on the Switch now. The Binding of Isaac Rebirth this was separate from the trailer, but the Nicalis announced that they're bringing that to the Switch on their own little Twitter page. And one last thing about the Virtual Console games. I mean, I might remember something else down the road, but they showed this separately from everything. Earthbound 2, also known Mother 3 is what it was known as in Japan, but they're releasing it as Earthbound 2. First of all, this would have made Earthbound fans go crazy if this was in the presentation. I would have went crazy. Like, oh man. I mean, I at the time when I saw it on the shared, my jaw dropped. I didn't think that Earthbound would be even mentioned, let alone, have it like Mother 3 just be like released in its English version by Nintendo. But then when I saw the trailer, I was not as happy as when I didn't see the trailer. First of all, they just like I guess it's a little nitpicky, but the mom of Lucas, Hinawa, is called Dinawa in Earthbound 2. In Mother 3, it's Hinawa. In Earthbound 2, it's Dinawa. That's not even the worst thing that they changed about the names. Okay, get this. Boney from Mother 3 is Doge in Earthbound 2. Doge. All right. I'm done with this whole video. No, I'm just kidding. But that's not even the worst thing about the trailer. The price of Earthbound 2 is $50. Wait, let me just look at the price again, just to make sure I'm not BSing you guys. Yep, that's $50 right there for Earthbound 2. All right. I know it's a really desired a game that many Earthbound fans desired, but I feel like Nintendo's really just taking advantage of. Oh man, okay, wait. This has to be a separate video. I just need to. Oh man, stop with the Mother 3 talk, and I'll go on a rant, I guess, with that one. But if you guys watch my content, you know I love Earthbound. It's one of my favorite games, top 3. But that is just ridiculous. Oh man. Anywho. Oh man, that really grinded my gears. Anywho, they also separately showed that Sonic Mania is coming to the Switch, which is awesome. Sonic Mania is a game that I'm very much looking forward to. And Mario Kart 8 is getting its own deluxe version of itself, which, yay, Mario Kart 8, cool. Good on them. I was expecting Mario Kart 9, but, Mario Kart 8 is pretty good. One thing I did not, I thought they were going to show off was Super Smash Brothers, I guess, deluxe version as well. But, maybe soon, probably in like a direct, they'll announce it. As it were. And as for the last thing that they showed at this presentation, which got me hyped as all hell, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. This trailer was that they showed off was amazing, and I'm glad they showed the Japanese version. Usually I complain that since you got an American audience, you should probably, I guess this is worldwide, so I guess it makes sense that they showed the Japanese version on this presentation. But man, the Japanese version of this trailer is so much better than the English one. There's so much more. I don't know about so much more emotion put into the voice acting, but the part where the girl that everyone thought was Girl Link, the part where she cried with in sadness and despair, there you could just feel the emotion that that was put into that scream. When you watch the English version of this trailer, it is a little pathetic, for lack of a better way of putting it. It's I was very angry when I saw that part. That part of the trailer was really, it sent chills down my spine. I wanted to get the game so bad at that part alone. But the English version is not what is going to be selling it to me. And I really hope there's a way to change the language on it. I do, at the beginning of the presentation, they did say that the Switch was it wasn't going to be region locked like the other previous Nintendo consoles, which means you're going to be able to order games from Japan or like whatever country you want and be able to play it on the Switch that you have. So there's no holds barred. But if they give an option to like be able to change the audio to Japanese, I'd be very happy with that. It is cool that I mean, I'm breezing past the fact that this is the first Legend of Zelda game where there's like actual like voice acting. I know in the past Legend of Zelda games there were just like when you like talk to someone, they'd be like "ho" or like "oh" or like Link would like scream a lot whenever he like did moves, but Skye like that. That was my best Link impression. Yeah, it's cool that it has voice acting. It's cool to hear like actual words, and like not have it be like just. I mean, I'm assuming like voice acting isn't gonna be throughout the whole thing. I'm pretty sure like you're gonna see like dialogue text boxes for like a lot of the game, but in the parts that matter, there's gonna be like emotion and like actual like you feel like you're part of the story. Oh man, I'm so hyped for this game. Legend of Zelda just like looks so cool. And I think this is the Legend of Zelda game that we've all been waiting for. Honestly, like, I mean, I'm a big fan of the old Legend of Zelda games, like the top-down perspectives, the original and the third one, Link to the Past. Didn't like the second one that much. The second one doesn't exist, in my opinion. Nah, JK, it's okay. But you know, Link to the Past, Link's Awakening, the Oracle ones, those are fantastic. I've not played, like, I didn't get the chance to play like the 3D ones, except for like Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time, which, I mean, honestly, those are the only ones that matter. Just kidding. I know Awakening, or not Awakening, Wind Waker is a very prominent game in the series, as well as Twilight Princess. And I guess, I mean, Skyward Sword holds its place in the Zelda timeline. But Breath of the Wild looks like it's gonna be a jaunt and a half, and I'm very, I'm so excited for it. I'm putting on accents. But I mean, I really want to hear I want to hear the voice actor of Link. Is he gonna go back to saying Skye again? I think I do recall like watching like some gameplay of like the Breath of the Wild, but I don't remember hearing his screams, sadly. But you know, yeah, that was the last thing that they showed off, and then they ended off the presentation with that. So it's I'm definitely gonna be getting Legend of Zelda at its like launch, but the one thing that I did say in a tweet earlier was if they announced Animal Crossing at the Nintendo Switch presentation, the Switch would be a day one purchase for me, or at least when Animal Crossing gets launched. But they did not say a word about Animal Crossing, so therefore I am not sold on the Nintendo Switch. I mean, I'm sold on the Nintendo Switch, but yeah, I'm just sad that they didn't announce an Animal Crossing. That is bad news bears for me, but hopefully they do that soon. I mean, they have to. Like, you can't just leave us with Amiibo Festival. I mean, it was cool that we got Amiibos, but I don't really want the festival. You feel? You feel me, Nintendo? You see what I'm coming at? You picking up what I'm putting down? Clearly not, because there was no Animal Crossing. But what we did get was pretty decent. I'm very hyped for the Nintendo Switch, more so than I was for the Wii U. It has a lot of third-party developers. EA, I see you. Konami, they're bringing up that Bomberman game. Although they did not. They did show Square Enix, but they didn't show Final Fantasy. They showed what's that series? Dragon Quest. They're bringing four of their games, I guess technically four, of their games to the Switch, which it's cool that they do that. Uh, there, I also saw there was Skyrim. I forgot to bring up, which I mean, it's Skyrim. Cool. I mean, like, what do you want me to say? It's just Skyrim. I know I've been seeing on the media is that a lot of people are very unhappy about the line of games that we got here. And yeah, it is a little underwhelming. And the presentation itself was kind of bad. I mean, the translators were like so awkward when they were translating, and you know, oh man. I wish they didn't like focus so much on like the motion controls and focus on things that the Wii could already do. I mean, ARMS is a little like weird for me, and the 1-2 switch is just like, oh, come on, guys. I mean, I'm glad they worked on a new IP, but I mean, motion controls. But you know, that is it for this video. Those were my impressions on the games that are coming out thus far. And yeah, Nintendo Switch. I don't know if the Switch is gonna do so well when it launches, seeing as they only have like 3 good games coming out. But we'll see. We'll have to look to the future and see what holds for the Switch. But until then, I'll see you guys later.